Good morning, St. Martin. Welcome to TVCARiB In The Morning. I'm Ashana Haley. The 78th World Health Assembly designated Monday, November 17, World Cervical Cancer Elimination Day. It is the first official World Health Day dedicated to eliminating cancer. The day builds on a global movement that began on 17 November 2020, when 194 countries collectively committed to eliminate a cancer for the first time, and the World Health Organization, WHO, launched a global strategy to accelerate the elimination of cervical cancer as a public health problem. Cervical cancer is a type of cancer that starts in the cervix, which is the lower, narrow part of the uterus that connects to the vagina. Almost all cases of cervical cancer are caused by persistent infection with certain high-risk types of the human papillomavirus, a very common sexually transmitted infection. The cancer typically develops very slowly, often beginning as precancerous cell changes, known as dysplasia, that, if left undetected and untreated, can take many years to progress into invasive cancer. This slow progression is what makes routine screening so effective. The great news is that cervical cancer is one of the most preventable and treatable forms of cancer when caught early. Prevention is primarily achieved through the HPV vaccine, which protects against the strains of the virus most likely to cause cancer. Early detection relies on regular cervical cancer screening, which includes the pap smear, to look for precancerous cell changes, and the HPV test. When these screenings are performed routinely, abnormal cells can be found and removed before they ever become cancer, making the prognosis for women who participate in regular screenings excellent. The Collective Prevention Service, CPS, says this year's observance is under the theme, Act Now, Eliminate Cervical Cancer. The WHO calls for bold, united action to build on existing progress and accelerate impact toward the 90-70-90 targets by 2030, where 90% of girls would be vaccinated against HPV by age 15. 70% of women screened with a high-performance test by age 35, and again at 45, and 90% of women with cervical disease receiving treatment. Elimination is within reach if we act now, together, ensuring every girl is protected through HPV vaccination and every woman has access to prevention, screening, and care. CPS advises women who need additional information to contact their physician. The Minister of Public Health, Social Development and Labor, Mr. Richanel Brugge, appeared live last week on the Supa Dupa Morning Show on Laser 101.1 FM to officially launch the new mental health awareness jingle titled, You Good? The jingle, featuring local artists King James and Natisha Hansen, with production by Zavo Nakin, forms part of a wider national campaign designed to reduce stigma around mental health and remind the public that support is available. During the live program, Minister Brugge emphasized the continued importance of mental health awareness, particularly as residents continue to navigate emotional, social, and economic challenges. He noted that the You Good campaign aims to encourage open conversations and remind the community to look out for one another. Mental health touches every home and every family. With this campaign, we want to send a simple but powerful message. Check on each other, talk to each other, and never hesitate to ask for help. You are not alone. Your well-being matters, and your government remains committed to breaking the stigma, improving access to care, and strengthening the support systems our community deserves. The minister further encouraged the public to use the jingle as a reminder to stay connected. If you are not okay, it's okay to say so. And if someone reaches out to you, take a moment to listen. Together, we can build a culture where mental health is understood, respected, and supported. Residents are encouraged to listen for the jingle on Laser 101.1 FM, as well as on PJD2 and 88.3 FM, and to share the message to help promote a culture of care and awareness throughout St. Martin. Residents who feel overwhelmed or in need of assistance are urged to reach out. Mental Health Foundation, MHF, General Line 1721-542-1677, MHF Crisis/Emergency Support Line 1721-585-5556, St. Martin Academy is celebrating outstanding results in this year's Caribbean Examination Council exams, earning 10 top regional placements out of more than 100,000 candidates, 3 more than last year. Leading the achievements is Furley Feliz Valerio, who topped the region for the second year in a row. After placing first in human and social biology at the CSEC level last year, he has now secured the #1 spot in Digital Media Unit 1 at CAPE. The school dominated digital media again this year under the instruction of Ms. Kester Small, whose students claimed 6 of the top 10 regional spots. Behind Furley were Mir Lalwani in second, Yovarsha Singh fifth, Kayla Kane sixth, and Leandre Mullings and Nathan Sagnia, who tied for 10th. The academy also excelled in performing arts. Farah Kolas placed 5th, while Sarai Williamsburg tied for 9th. Due to teacher shortages, the students completed the course online with tutor Abigail Jofield, who celebrated their resilience and hard work. At the CSEC level, 2 students earned regional placements. Kushi Jitendra Soneji, the school's upcoming salutatorian, placed 3rd in human and social biology, and Magdalena Dorlis placed 8th in music, guided by veteran instructor Daphne Jacobs Richardson. Teachers and department heads praised the students' dedication, noting many overcame heavy workloads and after-hours lessons to succeed. Principal Kim Lucas Felix commended both students and staff, saying the academy continues to place St. Martin among the top-performing territories in the Caribbean. She highlighted the support of the school board, families, and the island's education leaders. The board of the Foundation for Academic and Vocational Education described the results as proof of what is possible when the entire school community works with purpose and belief. Several top performers also shared their gratitude, with students expressing pride, surprise, and appreciation for their teachers and families who supported them throughout the year. Once again, St. Martin Academy's results underscore its reputation for excellence and its commitment to uplifting the island through education. As flu season ramps up across the region, health officials are urging the public to take extra precautions as clinics report a steady rise in influenza cases. While this year's increase is not unexpected, doctors say the number of people seeking medical attention has begun climbing earlier than usual, raising concerns about vulnerable groups. According to the Ministry of Health, the flu virus is spreading primarily through schools, workplaces, and crowded indoor spaces, places where close contact makes transmission easier. Symptoms typically include fever, cough, sore throat, body aches, and fatigue. Officials warn that while most people recover within a week, young children, the elderly, pregnant women, and those with chronic health conditions face a higher risk of complications. Medical professionals emphasize that vaccination remains the most effective protection. This year's flu shot is widely available at clinics, pharmacies, and general practitioners, and health officials are encouraging residents to get vaccinated as soon as possible, especially those in high-risk groups. They stress that the flu vaccine cannot give you the flu, and even if you do get sick, symptoms tend to be milder and recovery quicker. The ministry is also reminding the public of several simple but important habits that can reduce the spread of the virus. These include frequent hand washing, covering coughs and sneezes, avoiding close contact with anyone who is sick, and staying home if you or your children develop flu-like symptoms. Employers are being encouraged to allow sick employees to recover at home rather than risk infecting others. Doctors add that hydration, rest, and early medical attention can make a significant difference in recovery. Anyone experiencing difficulty breathing, persistent high fever, or symptoms lasting more than a week should seek medical care immediately. Schools have also stepped up sanitation efforts, with many implementing enhanced cleaning routines and reminding students to practice good hygiene. Parents are asked to keep children home if they are ill, even if symptoms seem mild, to prevent classroom outbreaks. Health officials say that although flu season comes every year, community cooperation can significantly reduce the number of severe cases. They emphasize that the goal isn't to eliminate the flu entirely, but to prevent hospitals from becoming overwhelmed and to protect those most at risk. As the flu season continues, the ministry urges residents to remain vigilant, practice good hygiene, and take advantage of vaccination services. With the right precautions, the public can help keep transmission low and ensure a healthier season for everyone. It's only taken 31 years, but Fred Goldman, father of O.J. Simpson's alleged murder victim Ronald Goldman, has secured an agreement from Simpson's estate. TMZ reports that the estate has agreed it owes Goldman $57 million for the civil judgment against Simpson. The judgment, handed down in 1997, was for $31 million, but the Goldmans never saw any money. Neither did the family of Simpson's ex-wife, Nicole Brown. With interest piling up for 3 decades, Goldman figured the Simpson estate owed him well over $100 million. But working with O.J.'s estate lawyer, they agreed to $57 million. Goldman won't see anything like that in the end. Simpson's net worth at death last year was said to be about $3 million. He was relying on his NFL pension and sales of merchandise. You may recall that a dispute over the latter sent him to jail for 9 years. Ron Goldman was an innocent bystander, collateral damage to O.J. Simpson's rage-induced murders. Simpson was acquitted in the criminal trial, but was found responsible for the deaths by a civil jury. Thank you for watching today's edition of TVCARiB In The Morning. Until our next edition, have a great day.